Welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Romano. After reviewing the real estate market continually every month and every week, I always look to see what's on the market in my neighborhood, in the city where I live in. It's just a normal thing. I used to have a real estate career back when I was younger. I really liked it. However, I had moved on and I finished college and I continued on for finance. The real estate markets have gone up as we know it, and everybody knows that. However, one of the reasons why real estate markets went up so much and so fast is because of interest rates. When interest rates stay low for so long, for a whole decade, the real estate market booms. The real estate market will always go up. However, how to control real estate prices is by increasing interest rates. Our government realizes that inflation and everything has gone up through the roof. The interest on a loan has also gone up. Mortgage rates is what they called. They will continue to go up, and I personally believe that it's going to be just like the Reagan era, Margaret Thatcher era, where interest rates will be very high. And you could actually open up a savings account and keep your money in your savings account and earn 7-8%. I believe that time is now approached. Of course, it's going to take time for the mortgage rates to go up that high, but I personally believe that. Because you have to remember, I would say since the 1990s, people are able to make a living off of real estate, whether they're flipping homes, etc. But that puts a damper on the average person and what they could afford. So the average person, their income has not gone up in 20 years, pretty much. And unfortunately, just because those of us who do go to college, it doesn't always guarantee that you're going to make a higher income. The fact is, over the past 20 years, what really changed is that there are more people that have gone to college, and there are more people that have a huge debt called a college loan payment. 20 years ago, a lot of people didn't have that debt. They just had a car payment and a mortgage debt, meaning a house loan. However, today, in this decade, and the bursting of the bubble of the real estate market that's approaching is extremely dangerous. Because not only do people have a college payment to pay for, a loan for the car to pay for, and a interest that could be adjustable on their mortgage for their home or apartment. And so we have approached the bubble, and I believe that the bubble is bursting as we speak. So if you remember in 07, 06, 08, that time period, people were so excited. They were having so much fun selling and buying real estate. And of course, what happens in 08 and 09? The bubble bursted. Now, of course, depending on which city you're in, that depended greatly upon the demand. In Denver, Colorado, particularly all of Colorado, the real estate market is very high here, because it's very much in demand based on the weather and the scenery and the activities that our city has to offer. Other cities don't have that. I've noticed recently that the real estate market in my own neighborhood, called Denver Tech Center, there's typically not a lot of real estate available because it's such a hot market to live in. And every month and every week, I would look at the real estate availability. I would look at the homes for sale, the apartments for sale, etc. I wouldn't see a lot. And typically, most of them, I wasn't really happy with the prices. I also would review the rental market. Unfortunately, this past 3 months period, I've noticed the real estate rental market, the prices have gone down. Now, I've moved to Colorado a number of years ago, and over those number of years, the real estate market and the rentals market has only gone up. Well, finally, apartments have now gone down. And so for the same apartment that was $1,900 for a one bedroom, you could actually get it for a lot cheaper. I'm also noting that there's a lot of apartments available. As I've mentioned, there's a lot more apartments that are for sale that are available, not just for rent. And so I feel that the bubble has now bursted, and it's only going to burst even bigger. Just that people aren't talking about it, because we are approaching the top of the mountain. And next, what will happen is you will go over that mountain peak. As interest rates go higher, people qualify for a lower mortgage. That's how it is. A $400,000 one bedroom in Denver Tech Center is exorbitantly high. That apartment, when I moved here originally, was only $270,000. I feel I would be comfortable with paying $270,000 for that one bedroom because the interest rates, as well as the mortgage, was affordable for the average person. However, today, to go buy that same apartment, now they want $450,000 right before the turn of this last year. So it's April of 2022. So let's figure around December of 2021. They wanted around $450,000. Now they're giving a $12,000 discount on that same apartment. So once you see these discounts, it's getting a little hard to actually sell the real estate fast enough, as people have been used to. Because logically, if there's so much available and there's so many buyers, things wouldn't, real estate wouldn't stay on the market that long. The bubble has bursted. Now, after reviewing my hedge fund returns, as well as the stock market, the first quarter of 2022 has been the worst quarter I've ever seen. As a doctor of finance, my job is to review the stock market and the whole economy as a whole. Something's changing. And you could guarantee you, by the end of this year, you will see real estate prices gone down a lot more. That $12,000 discount on a $450,000 apartment, I'm going to guarantee you it's going to go a lot lower. And so if you have real estate and you think you're going to sell it and make money, now is the time to do that. Because you have to remember, interest rates are just going to keep going higher and higher and higher. And I could guarantee you, we are approaching the same time period as the late 1970s and the early 1980s, when interest rates were exorbitant. I remember being a little boy, and my parents would go to the bank with me, particularly my mom, and I would see those products, those CDs, as you call them, a savings bond, etc. And you could earn 7 or 8% on that. Well, it's interesting how the governments are allowing crime to skyrocket in our local cities. Is that planned, or is that by coincidence? So not only do we have high crime in our cities increasing, real estate prices soaring, but now we have interest rates going higher. Is that a reversal of the real estate market in America? To reverse the value of real estate and to make it decline? Is this a plan? I believe it is. Because it's so ironic how in the mid-1990s in Manhattan, those of us who lived in New York City, it was actually a really dangerous place. However, apartment rentals were really cheap, and to buy an apartment, it was really cheap. But during the mid-1990s, something happened. You have Bill Clinton saying that everyone in America should own a house, and interest rates start to go down. And they made it easier for people to get a mortgage. You also had crime go down based on hiring more policemen and taking a tougher stance on crime in New York City. That repeated throughout American cities. And then later, by the 1990s, that started in Europe. I know this because I visited Europe at that time period. So I could guarantee you, for the next 10 years, real estate prices will continue to decline or stay the same. So if your house is worth, let's say, $1 million, you should expect a 20% discount. So that's to $800,000. So the houses that are $800,000 after the collapse that's coming, that will probably stay the same for approximately 8 to 10 years. I could guarantee you it's just a cycle. Those of us who read history about economic cycles, it's all in the books. All you have to do is read and open up an economic book. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, to thumbs up, and please remember to share my video with 5 people and send me messages to the live chat so that I could create future videos just for you. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.